I think personally, it's the ability to network with a wide range of professionals, both in the chapter and nationally, at many levels, have access to key decision makers, and that make influence aviation wide, and have them have their contacts and be able to just network with them.
Well, the NEC helped develop me. The community of airport people, not just airport managers, but at all levels within the organizations that they are from. Those people have given me advice. They've counseled me. They've coached me. They've cheered me on for successes, and they've comforted me during the rough times too. So they have developed me into the person that I am today, and I'm always grateful for it.
NEC's impact has been, again, as one of the first chapters, really leading the way with the training associated with the Snow Symposium, leading the way with training of all sorts relative to what, airport needs are, large and small. Again, all the way through to today with the, just recently with the DE&I conference, and leading the way with respect to that kind of understanding of the totality of airports, the totality of aviation, all the needs of aviation managers and folks like myself and their staff with respect to training and development. So I think that's been the greatest impact of all sorts, again, both large and small airports.
I tell people, and I tell young people and yo pros as well, that it really has been, in my 35 years in the airport industry, the most rewarding experience of my career. And I was very reluctant to sign up for it. A couple of past presidents convinced me to become secretary one year, and then 5 years later, it was all over. It was a wonderful experience.
Personally, I love the networking. We've gotten to meet people from all over the country, all over the world, different airport directors, and when you have problems at your home airport, you can use those relationships to make better decisions to better impact your employees and your operation.
I think personally is to see people that have dedication and passion and the spirit of volunteering to make an organization better, uh, find something better than they found it, to make something lasting and worthwhile for future generations.
I would say on the personal side, just the friendships I've made. They've been lifelong friendships. When you're with the chapter for so many years, as you make your way up the different positions, you become really close with the people that are before you and that come after you. So we've made some lifelong friends and people that, we still keep in touch with even outside of aviation, which has been wonderful. And professionally, the networking opportunity has been amazing. That's really how I got my previous position as airport manager at Teterboro Airport, was having the annual conference, being working with the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. And then years later, they came to me and asked if I would be interested in that position after having that exposure as chapter president. So that was really both wonderful on professional and personal side.
The greatest impact the Northeast chapter brings is within our professional development, in our growth and networking. We have 5 different conferences that we put on a year to really bring our members together, not even just the members of our local chapter, but the members throughout the more national level and global level as well. And bringing them together to learn about the industry issues and challenges, come together to collaborate on how to work forward into the future with solutions.
Really, it's the people that we deal with on a regular basis, our colleagues, and I have lifelong friendships and relationships with everybody in the chapter for many years. So it's been very influential in my career in that regard.
Yeah, for me, it's really become this family, right? It's colleagues from all around the region, common purpose, coming together, sharing ideas. It really has been a huge professional benefit, building that network of regional colleagues to reach out to help you get through difficult work scenarios. But then also personally, just making friends. It is one giant family. So I'd say those are the personal and professional accomplishments of the chapter.
I say continue to grow on that. I mean, there's such a big gap in the aviation workforce and in all sections, whether it's mechanical, pilots, and our young professionals are really got to step up to the challenge. And it's going to be like that for the next 10 years. So really continue what we're doing as far as education and providing opportunities for our younger generation and making sure that they have the funding and the chances to get grants and scholarships to help them throughout their career.
The biggest impact for me has been a combination of personal and professional. I moved to the Northeast chapter from the Northwest chapter, and right away the chapter embraced me, made me feel at home, and I wanted to get involved, and they gave me ways to do that. So I served on committees and then got elected to the board of directors and became the chapter president. So that was a great opportunity for me to be a good representative for my own airport, the Elmira Corning Regional Airport in New York, but also to work with all of my friends throughout the chapter and making sure all of our airports were successful. I also want to add that a wonderful part of it is there were 3 of us colleagues that had been friends, and we followed each other, the 3 of us, one after another as chapter president. So instead of having like 1 year of legacy of something that we were going to work on, all 3 of us had 3 years to work together, and that brotherhood and just kind of legacy of all of us working together was really meaningful for us and for the chapter.
Both really. Impact-wise, NEC has mentored and trained a lot of people. They've implemented programs such as the Young Professionals, which have impacted people, brought more people into the fold, really made the EEE outreach expand greatly in terms of who they serve and who they mentor. Personally, NEC has been a mentorship opportunity for me. I've had formal mentors, I've had informal mentors, and the opportunity to really hone my leadership, training and development through opportunities with the Northeast chapter.
It's really clear to me what that has been for me. I got involved in the Northeast chapter when I was a very young man, and it gave me the opportunity to learn how to speak in public. It gave me the opportunity to interact with a lot of airport professionals that were much older, more mature, and smarter than I was. And I learned from all of those. And it gave me opportunities then to move into committee positions and from there into the national organizations. And I ended up becoming chair of the national organization, and I've had great opportunities through that, doing things like testifying in front of Congress. How many people get to do that? But I did, and it's all thanks to my start in the Northeast chapter.
It's connecting me to the industry. With you've got to get to the chapter level because the chapter level is where you get to know everybody that's around you, and from there is where you start kind of reaching out to the industry. It's a great industry to be in, and to really get started, you have to start at the local level.
The greatest impact personally and professionally that the NEC has meant for me would almost be tied. It's very much a professional building block, where you get to meet so many people, you've upped your game, you've really networked with people and industry leaders, but at the same time for the chapter, I find that it's personally rewarding because it's all a family. I feel like a little sister to a bunch of big brothers and little sister to older sisters, and it's heartwarming, and so it hits you on every level.
I would say both personally and professionally, networking was the greatest benefit for me of the NEC. When I got involved, I got to know some wonderful people, and it just continued to grow the network of folks. It started in the region and went all the way out to the rest of the country, but it started somewhat locally in the Northeast chapter, and it was the greatest thing, just getting to know all the folks and networking with everyone.
Personally, I worked in a culture at my old airport, Manchester-Boston Regional Airport, where the chapter was supported, and it was something the airport used as a tool to be successful. I worked for 3 past presidents, Kevin Dillon, Mark Brewer, Stephen J. Adams, all of which built a culture at the airport that you learned at the chapter events, you got involved on committees. Ultimately, you would chair a committee. And if you were fortunate enough to be asked or moved up, if you could serve on the executive committee, you were giving back to the chapter for everything it did to help you develop your airport into a successful airport and yourself into a successful airport employee.
Personally, in my life, the chapter started, I was first meeting in Boston, I guess it was '85. Jack Armour was there. I joined the chapter, I went through, I became in the chairs. But all through my aviation work, the chapter was there on a professional relationship with camaraderie, et cetera. When I retired, I became the executive director, executive secretary for the chapter. Russ Hoyt was the first one. He started when the chapter started. And then when he passed away in '97, I picked it up as the, not full-time, but a paid person to keep the chapter business going. And it was that part of my life since I retired from the Port Authority up until 2000, 2002, which then I retired from the chapter. It kept me busy, and I'm still with the chapter. I'm on the committee for the Airports Conference and with the Snow Symposium Committee. So that's affected my life for 40 years. Something like that.
I think professionally, I have had the opportunity to exchange ideas with people both in the region and as I progress through the chapter chairs and through the organization at the national level. Going internationally, it's been a very enlightening exercise for me, and certainly has expanded my horizons significantly.
On a personal level, the organization that I'm a part of, Morristown Airport, has been intimately involved with the Northeast chapter for a very long time. We have several individuals who have served as presidents of the organization, and the nice thing about the organization is it's really like a family. And over the years, I've been brought into the organization. I've been basically raised in the organization by those that came before me. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits of the organization, and it's something that I see actually continuing forward, where my group of leadership now is looking to develop those individuals that are coming behind us and provide them with the same opportunities that I was given, and I'm very thankful for.